Hello student, and the last video of the series about Tableau will be all of the thing to tell you about how you can join the table of data from the different table or different data set. We can just join all the data together. This is quite the same with what we have already learning about the database part. Also, we learned about how we can create the area bar map. That's very the same with filling map. That's I already demonstrate with you on the video of the geographical analysis of the bin map on Excel. So our targets will be trying to just create a graph. The graph look like this, where you can put all the data into a geographical map, right? And also we learn how to create a scatter plot to see about the relationship between two variables, especially the two quantitative variable. And finally, one of the main purpose of all the data visualization tool will be like how you can integrate all the worksheet, all the graph, all the charts into one single dashboard for the report. And interactive dashboard will be very important for most of the thing we're going to just learn about today. So first of all, to demonstrate for this one more time, we open for the Tableau, and in this example I will show you all the thing on the file Amazing Mask EU2. So let's take a look to see about the initial understanding. Okay, so if you see it, this one unlike for the previous one, of course this is the same with like kind of like cell data with all the IDs, all the ID, and also for the information about the customers. But however, we had the different section, we had the different worksheet, or in Excel we say spreadsheets, right? So the first spreadsheet, that's be about list of the order. So you see about the order IDs and what the order has been made in which day, name of the customer, where the order has been made, and when could be the ship day after the order have been made, right? It had to be shipped out. And finally it's about like shipping modes and where it's going to go to. Also the order breakout. Order breakout could be so for each order, right? Yeah, for each order like this, you can have an order ID. But for an order, you may have a different item to sell, right? So for example, over here, if I take an example of the BN 2011, something like this, okay? So you see that two of the order ID has been repeated, and that's why, because that we have a two production name, right? So product name, where one of them will be the easy erase and another one was single with the add-on folder, whatever it could be. So they could be totally two different items that come from maybe different subcategories, and they have this different price, different profit, different thing. So that breakout for the information of the list of the order, and that's why we have the second spreadsheet, and also for the last spreadsheet. Okay, so in this case, all of the data like this, they be separated into the different chart, different table, and that's when we have to join all the data together. Okay, so how we can do that? Let's just first import all the data into Excel, into the Tableau, and because of this, it kind of like the Excel worksheet, so I'm opening it like Microsoft Excel regular data. So I'm going to do here, and I allocate for that one, and this will be Amazing Mark EU2. Okay, and I open it on. So it takes for a while for all the thing to be upload to load into the Tableau, but this could be the thing. So before, you always see that if in case like we only have a one single spreadsheet, right? All the data will be just put over here, and the data will be spread out. But however, because here we have the three different sheets, and they don't understand where would be the data should be from, so they were there nothing drop here. So how we can just drop the data out? So first of all, for example, I see the list of the order, and I put them, just drop it here. So like regular, they provide all the information of the the data sheet of the list of the order, right? And we have approximate like a lot. I'm pretty sure that's with this one have up to maybe 4,000 something of the data. And the same where we drop this one and we see about the order breakout. They also provide for the information of the order breakout, but they are two separated spreadsheets. Now I want to just have the same all the data together, so I want to join them. So first of all, I drop for the list of the order, and we see the order ID here, right? Will be like one of the main kind of like the key elements of the data. Also, I drop for the order breakout and go into the right place compared to the list of the order, and automatically they will be merged together. So if you take a look, we have the order IDs and up until the state, right? This will be all the field, all the variable belong to the first table of the list of the order. And the second part, if the second part you take a look to, so order ID, but for the rest until the subcategories, I think like they will be the data belong to the order breakout table. Okay, so go together, they have been merged together. And this, if you click on, you can see this could be an inner join, and they are joined by together, just merged by on the order IDs from the first table, the list of the order, and the second order ID in the order breakout. So it's pretty the same with what we already learned about the SQL section, right? About the database section, they do the inner join to just merge for all the data. That's we overlap between both the table, and that should be the point. So over here, if for example, before, if you see like this, right? When they merge together, also they will spread out all the data into the two separated route, okay, observation, whatever it would be. So that should be the way for us to merge for the two data. Now should be the time for us to continue and create an area mark. So we go into the spreadsheet, okay, to the worksheet, and then we will take a look into their geographies state. Okay, so unfortunately they had already created for this one country, state, and country. This one will be like the hierarchies of all the order, but I will remove it. Okay, I will remove the hierarchies and I will just create it by myself. So think about city, country, and also like state, right? So pretty sure that all the things should be going to the order. Like the city will belong to a state, and state belong to a country, because the country will be the largest one. Okay, so I will try to create the state into country, so they understand that's country going to state. That means state go under the country. Okay, and that means country first, state second, and then last one I want to put the city into the last order. So we see the hierarchy, right? This will be the hierarchies between the three different levels of the geographies. So in this case is available here, and it let it know that this will be the data of the country. So now I drop, for example, the country, the state. Okay, so if you drop for the state in the middle, you will see like it's going to be all the state of different country. Okay, all the state come from the different country, and that will be it. So second of all, I drop for the cell into this one to see like what will be all the state. Okay, this will be all the state, and that's will be what I have for the data. Go in, instead of just show all the thing by the graph, for the table, just a numerical table like this, just very kind of static and boring. I will put the thing into, let's see, okay, maybe I create for some chart like the horizontal bar chart, or maybe I create for a kind of like the graph, but it look not so fancy, right? The other thing will be like I choose to make all the thing based on the bubble, and we see how which one will be bigger, which one will be smaller, whatever it could be. And if you want just cap the state, you can put into the level to see this one. Okay, but however it's not kind of uniform. So the last one I want to just show you will be like create it for the chart, create it for the what I would say like the graph, the geographical graph. Unfortunately, I don't know understand the reason why my chart could not be displayed properly over here in um, in my Tableau 2019. I'm pretty sure that it had been changed in the 2022, the new version that I upload for you guys, but I cannot like update for this one because of my computer. This computer, that's the Windows 7, so it cannot display properly. But if it's really can do it, so the outcome could be look like this. Okay, so the outcome could be like create for the chart, create for the graph, look like this. And that should be how you can create for the chart based on the geography and also based on the size of the sum of the cells. Okay, so in case like you not want to have the sum of the cell, you can drop out, but however put into the profit. Okay, and that will show you too. Okay, totally the same. You can also put into the stay by the color, and this can create a stay by the color, and this will be look good too. Okay. Okay, so now you can go further with the analysis about the area map. But however, I will show you also the way to create for the scatter plot to compare between the relationship between two variables. So beside the seed one, I will create for the seed number 2, and I name this one would be like the profit, right? I would call this one will be the name profit by stay. Okay, something like that. Okay, right. So even in case like you don't want to do that one, you can also create for filters like example the country. You can put them into or, and you say like that's one. Okay, and also remember about that we also can create for filters. Okay, so if you want to just put the filter in this one, instead of showing everyone, you can just choose like Germany, Italy, the country, so like that. Okay, you can also like remove for the color by the state, but you can do it like color by the country, so you can see like the difference between different country. Okay, so that should be the point I want to say about the graph, about the area chart. You can also do it. So now let's try to see about the relationship between sales and also for the profit. Okay, so to do that I will just drop maybe cell into the column. Okay, and you see like this could be the cell into the column and also profit into the row, and we can create like the 2 dimension of the coordination between profit and the sales, and you see just have a one single dot like this because that's all the thing has been aggregated, right? So they just sum all the profit and the sale together. But however, remember if we go into analysis and we untick for the aggregate measure, this will be returned for all the data point variable. Okay, and one more time I will create for example, or over here I would do for the other day. Okay, put that into the filter. Okay, but I just use like years only, and if I click next and I select for or apply for this one, it can create for this one. Okay, of course I can also show for the filters. I just want to just see it over here and not every years but like just a few years, something like that. Okay, so that should be the way for me to just create for the chart between the profit and the sale. Okay, also you can make the thing a little bit more convenient if you don't want just put them into all of this one and click. So you can do it and create like the single value by the slicer. Okay, so if you do like this one, you can just create for just some year, 2011 or 2012 or 2013 and 2014. This is all way the it's up to you. Okay, so look until this point, you can see like that could be the relationship between sale and profit, right? But it's not so good. And actually, in terms of the business perspective, the people normally create for another calculated fields, what will be called the profit margin. Okay, so they will be actually the ratio between all the sum of the all the profit over, if anyone remember, the sum of uh, the sale. Okay, so this means for each dollar of the sales you can get how many of the dollar of the profit, and this will be the way. So we do like that one, and we use for the profit like the color of the thing. Okay, so I create for the profit of the color of the thing, so you can see like this one, right? I drop this one into this point, so you can see like they will be chain between, if that one will be the minus will be had the negative values, and their positive values will be had the blue color. Of course, you can also change it, like edit the colors, and you can choose for not automatic, but I want just move between the orange and blues or the red and blue. Okay, and we apply, so we see like this way, right? Also, we can also do it with the advanced, and we can store for all of the data. That's just start from like minus 0.5 and end with like 0.5. Okay, if you apply, the color will be much sharper and look much more beautiful. Finally, the shape of that one, you can do it like with the dot instead of just the shape of the round, and this make all the thing look really so nice here. And now the time for me to change for this one will be like the get deployed, or you can say the customer get deployed. I will call that one. Okay, and I change for, remember, change for that one into customer get deployed. So in case like if your spreadsheet or your worksheet has already named, so most of the time they will try to just leave this one into the same name. Okay, so automatically there will be this one. I would just make it a little bit darker. Darker to just make it more professional. The same with this one, profit by stay. But anyway, like I want to just put them into the centers. This one, okay, apply, and that should be good. Okay. So finally, the last thing I want to show you be how to can create for the dashboard. So the same with the spreadsheet, that's already mentioned with you, the Excel spreadsheet. We can also create for the dashboard based on all the things we have from the spreadsheet. So here I have the profit by stay, right? I have the scatter plot of the customer between the profit and also the sale they're doing. I'm gonna try to create for another one, maybe like the relationship I want to see about the performance between the reason. Okay, the reason. So I put it here, and I have a central node and the sale, and I want to see how would be like the sale between all of them. Maybe I would just don't want to do that, but I want to create for the chart. Okay, so it's going to be the chart I want to see, and here we are. One more time, I want to have the reason, or okay, so yeah, the reason will be to see about the color, so they could change for the colors and into the order. Okay, so that's look good with me about in terms of this one, and I change the name of this spreadsheet could be like sell by sell by reason. Okay, so at least until this point I have three different highlight chart, three different worksheet. Okay, but however, I want to sum everything together. Should not be like all the time I have to copy all this one and then separate them into the three different silo, right? I want to put them all together, and this will be the time for us to just work with the dashboard. So how we do that? So over here you can see like we can create a new dashboard, and that should be what we want to say. So with the dashboard, it's totally open, and the only thing will be like they will list about what you can do with the spreadsheet. So you can change for the size of the spreadsheet, into like desktop browser, you want to make it like bigger, you want to make it smaller. It totally is up to you about the size of that one. Okay, so with here maybe I do it with the PowerPoint and I want to just spread all the thing very big like this one, and I have a 3 of the spreadsheets I already created. If you have more than that, 4, 5, 6, so you can also use that one. So first of all, I want to have the profit of the state. Of course, this one is too big with me, so I feel like, yeah, I should not just do like this way. I will make it smaller. Okay, I will make it smaller. So I will do it for the profit. Okay, and later I also drop. Yeah, sorry. I would drop also, so I just have the profit, right, and all the things like also the filters and all the kinds of other type of stuff. So it's create like there and it's overlap, it's overwhelming for all the chart. But don't worry, because that's right after when you put the other thing into, so this we have more space. So over here I want just put the thing over here to see about the scatter plot, and I feel like, yeah, it's not look so good. So I think about like create for the customer scatter plot somewhere that should be look more beautiful and nicely. Okay, so this will be how it's we're going to do it. So we can create for the second chart the thing that we is overlapping each other. And the last one I want to just have the cell by reason, but I think like I should just put them over, maybe over here. Okay, it's okay. So maybe I'm thinking about just delete for this chart, because it's some of the component of the chart. You could feel like, yeah, it should not go into somewhere. So you can drop them, you can just draw it and drop them somewhere. That's where you feel like it's more it's look better or not. Okay, so for example over here I think like the state will be still be good, but however about this one I just should drop them a little bit up here. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be how it look like. And about the chart, we think of it like create this one. Okay, so yeah, everything will be look a little bit better now. So I'm still have a little bit space up here, so I think like I will create for another one, like I can insert the other cap step. So it's totally up to you about how you can create for the dashboard. You can just organize about the space, you can put all the things into your order and where you want just put them. So that's totally based on your graphic design skill, and also I'm not sure you guys will be much better than me about how to organize things. Okay, so I just want to just let you know like beside that one you can also add in into the other thing, including like the all the name like that, and also you can add in for like for example the text. Okay, so if you want to just create something like Tableau dashboard, okay, and if you want to have it really much bigger like 20, you can create for the chart like this one, but I'm not so necessary with me like here. You can also put into like image, so if you want to have an image, okay, you can drop and have the image over here. Because I didn't have the image I want to just put in, so I'm gonna try to search for, and that's will be one of the question I want just you guys to insert the pictures in the second part practice. So we're here about the profit on the sale, right, in the furnitures or the office. So I would say like sale in office furnitures. Okay, and I want to just got it like this one, for example. Okay, for example this chart, or this chart will look good. Okay, whatever. So I would save this one into my computer a little bit, maybe for example into the previous one, right? I save them in the model number 3. Okay, and let's save it here. Okay, and now the time for me to just go back into this one, and I want to drop for my image smaller here. You drop into where you save for the pictures, and for example this one, right? I say this one. Okay, and set up the furnitures and That totally is up to you to how you can organize the thing, how you can just put the thing into the right order or not the right order. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. Right. And this will be how you can just change for that one. So choose the image, fit the image, something like that. Okay, so totally is up to you. And what I want to say about this one. Okay, and that's will be most okay about this. And don't forget to beside of the title of its worksheet, right? I want to have the title of the dashboard too. So here I would say like what with this one, or maybe like the sales of the office furniture dashboard. Okay, and that's will be it. And I want just change it like in the centers, and I want just make it like largest like up to 20, and I want just make them all into like board. And okay, so that should be how I can just create from my chart. And this could be all the requirement you're gonna just have to do with the practice number 2 about how you can create a different chart, different map, and also different kind of like graph, and then grab up everything, insert for the picture, and create for their dashboard. So it totally is up to you about how to do that. My requirement about how you can just organize and decorate for the dashboard totally is up to you. And thank you so much for your attention, and see you later in the next class.